Now on NBC Palm Springs at 5, looking to buy a new home? With prices and sales dropping in Riverside County, realtors say now might be the time.
Plus, a Coachella Valley couple known for their business success is now facing a heartbreaking battle. Their story moments away. NBC Palm Springs at 5 o'clock starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Master. Are you in the market for a new home? Home prices are dropping in Riverside County. That's tonight's top story. And the California Association of Realtors says with the decrease in home prices and sales in Riverside County, now might be the time to buy. Our Brett Rosen tonight with the story.
Now, it wasn't just the California Association of Realtors that talked about why now is the time to buy. It was the buyers themselves.
Early on, we're like, okay, at some point in time, we're going to want to move. This just sort of happened to us.
This is Bill Bertrand, Wisconsin native, who just 2 years ago bought a second home in Palm Springs with his partner. He says he has been lightly window shopping for a new home for some time, but it's the dip in the housing market that has pushed him into going forward with a realtor.
It seems like the market here, even with our house, right, has stabilized over the past few years, and you're seeing opportunities out there, which is sort of what drove us to get back into the market. We know that we wanted to be in maybe a little bit different area after living here for a while. Maybe want some different scenery, want to be closer to downtown. There were just lots of decisions that went into thinking about it. The market right now just seems like an opportune time to, kind of get back out there and see what's available.
According to the California Association of Realtors, home prices and sales have declined in Riverside County over the past month, with the median sold price of existing single-family homes dropping from $630,000 to $625,000. And local realtor Craig Michaels says right now it's a buyer's market.
We saw the buyer pool shrink, and as a result, a lot of the homes have been staying on market much longer. This is forcing sellers to be flexible with their price and terms. Interest rates just came down, so we saw them at 6.25 last week, and we're anticipating one more rate drop before the end of the year, and that'll bring some more buyers back into the market and could possibly swing that pendulum back towards it being more of a seller's market. But right now, buyers have the upper hand due to the amount of inventory that's been staying on market.
Bertrand says when he and his partner bought their first home in Palm Springs, the hope was that the home would gain appreciation over time. Now that they are looking for a new home, Bertrand says he knows they won't get the same value out of their old house. However, he says the dip in home costs makes it worth it.
And I think what we're going to see is probably not the appreciation that we would have expected, but all in the same. I think as that market has corrected itself or the market has came back to more of a normalization, we're probably going to be able to buy a place more equitable. So it's really just a trade-off.
Now, it wasn't just the prices of homes that were declining here in Riverside County, it was sales as well. So we're going to have to see in these next few months whether or not the continued dip in prices of these homes will affect the numbers on how many people are going to be in that buyer's market. Here in Palm Springs, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Our thanks to Brett for that report. A local alert this evening. Today, a former Riverside County Sheriff's deputy charged with murder has been sentenced to a year in jail and 10 years of felony probation. Authorities say those charges stemmed from a deadly shooting involving a love triangle. Officials say ex-deputy 44-year-old Oscar Rodriguez shot and killed Luis Carlos Marin of Coachella in 2014. Marin had previously been in a relationship with Rodriguez's then-girlfriend. Rodriguez was acquitted of first-degree murder during his trial back in June, but still faces up to 21 years in prison. The woman at the center of the dispute, Diana Perez, was also indicted as an accessory. Her charge was dropped earlier this year. Marin's family later sued the county. They received a $7 million wrongful death settlement.
A 48-year-old man who died this morning from a rollover crash on the 10 freeway has been identified. The coroner's office identified the man as Christopher Murphy of Los Angeles in the crash reported just before 8 a.m. near the Cook Street exit. An official with the CHP Indio station confirmed the vehicle, a red Ford Explorer, was traveling west on the 10 when it rolled over onto its roof. No other vehicles were impacted in the crash. Traffic was backed up this morning, but the scene has since been cleared.
Bringing you a live look outside now. Our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage. Today, a little hotter, a little more humid than we saw on Monday, which was the first day of fall. We have meteorologist Jerry Steffens' 3-day forecast to tell us more about the next few days.
Well, September's been a mild month. 17 of the days so far in Palm Springs, as far as high temps are concerned, we're at or below normal. And we'll see above normal numbers tomorrow, but by the end of the week, the numbers move back down. Above 100 degrees earlier today with mostly sunny skies and clouds around the area, too, and a touch of humidity. Overnight lows tonight under mostly clear skies will be in the upper 70s, lower 80s in the Coachella Valley, 73 at Cabazon, 70 tonight at Joshua Tree. Now, tomorrow, the dew points come up a little bit. A touch of humidity tomorrow with those dew points in the upper 50s, lower 60s, and peak temps at around 3 in the afternoon. Include these numbers. 103 under mostly sunny skies tomorrow in Palm Springs, 106 at Cathedral City, and La Quinta 102 at Desert Hot Springs. Comfort Air 3-day forecast. Lots of sunshine Thursday, slightly drier air before the humidity begins to slowly move back up as we approach the weekend. Friday for Palm Springs, 96 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds. Full forecast in 7 minutes away.
Last night, Jewish communities around the world came together to celebrate Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year. This was Monday night service at Sun City in Palm Desert. The holiday marks the start of the Jewish High Holy Days, a 10-day prayer period that involves reflection and forgiveness. Rosh Hashanah continues through sundown on Wednesday, leading into Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, which is considered the holiest day of the Jewish year.
The Palm Springs Plaza Theater Foundation is bringing a special film screening to the desert, showcasing the career of music executive Clive Davis. The documentary titled Do You Remember will be shown October 3rd at the Palm Springs Art Museum at 6:30. Barry Manilow will moderate the event. He'll host a Q&A afterward. Proceeds from the screening go toward the restoration of this historic theater, which is set to reopen in December.
The Palm Springs Animal Shelter is looking for the community's help to provide families in need with pet food for their furry family members. This Friday, the shelter is hosting their Cans and Kibble pet food drive, starting at 10 in the morning and running for the majority of the day. They'll be at 4 locations across the valley collecting food for their Rick Irwin Pet Food Bank. These locations include the following: the Animal Shelter in Palm Springs, the Desert Community Animal Shelter in Desert Hot Springs, the Sun Community Federal Credit Union in Indio, and the Rancho Mirage Library. If you are an entrepreneur or a small business owner in the Coachella Valley, mark your calendar. On Thursday, September 25th, from 3 to 6 p.m., Indio Business Connect is hosting a free business resource fair at Chavez Events. This event is your one-stop shop for everything from funding opportunities, workforce training, and hiring support. You'll also receive tools and services that can help launch, grow, or scale your business.
Season is wrapping up, and we just finished our summer programming, which included Tu Si Puedes, a mini MBA program, and It's Your Time. And so right now, we thought right before season started that we introduce the resources that are available for small business owners.
Local agencies, business service providers, and community partners will be on site to offer guidance, answer questions, and connect you with vital programs. The fair is free and it is open to the public.
A pair of local business owners who have impacted the Coachella Valley are now confronting an unimaginable challenge. Our Caitlin Kelly has their emotional story.
You see their work all over the desert, but you may not know the people behind it. From Acrisure Arena to Agua Caliente casinos, the fingerprints of Mitch and Katie Wiseman are found across the Coachella Valley. High school sweethearts, the husband and wife team take pride in their company Image 360, which helps local businesses shine with signage, graphics, and displays.
I love taking small businesses and helping them elevate their business.
But while Mitch and Katie have spent years lifting up others, their own lives were turned upside down this summer. At just 34 years old, Katie was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, a disease with no cure. And as they confront this fight together, they're also raising their 3 young children, just 7, 4, and 1 years old.
With stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, there is no cure. Mitch has been with me the whole time, navigating, taking care of me, navigating, handling the business and managing the family as well, because now all that responsibility is kind of fallen onto him.
To help shoulder the expenses of the journey ahead, the family has launched a GoFundMe.
It's for simple things as gas, hotel stays. There's obviously a lot of co-pays we have to pay.
Despite her diagnosis, Katie's strength and faith have not wavered.
We're Christians and we believe in the Lord, and really knowing that God is seeing us through this process, no matter what. And no matter what happens, that I'm going to be okay.
And in the midst of her own battle, Katie has a message for others.
I just really want to encourage, especially all the women and the young women, just to go see your doctor and get yourself checked out before it's too late. Certain combinations of breast cancer, there's just not enough research for metastatic breast cancer. And I would like to encourage the community, if you want to give to our family, we would really appreciate it. But also if you want to give to research, that would be great too.
That was our Caitlin Kelly reporting. Now, if you'd like to support the family, you can find the link to Katie's GoFundMe page on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Coming up next tonight, President Trump criticizing the United Nations earlier today, calling them ineffective as he weighs in on global conflicts.
Plus, former Vice President and 2024 presidential candidate Kamala Harris speaking on the Trump presidency for the first time since leaving office. We'll hear her thoughts after the break.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBC. Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 5.
World leaders are gathering in New York this week for the United Nations General Assembly.
This year marks the 80th anniversary, and President Donald Trump addressed the group this afternoon. Correspondent Julia Benbrook reports from the UN.
This was President Donald Trump's first time addressing the United Nations General Assembly since he was reelected. And while his dynamic with some of the other world leaders has evolved since his first 4 years in office, some things have stayed the same. He weaved in and out of his campaign-style rhetoric, and at a conference focused on international issues, he really leaned in to his America First agenda.
But today, just 8 months into my administration, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. and there is no other country even close.
The president aired grievances throughout the speech, saying that he believes the UN isn't doing enough.
What is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential, but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential.
Several ongoing conflicts loomed large over the conference, including Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine.
It's not making Russia look good. It's making them look bad. No matter what happens from here on out.
As attacks continue, Ukraine and its allies are focused on long-term security guarantees. Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. When it comes to the war in Gaza and the humanitarian crisis there, the Trump administration has become increasingly isolated on the issue. More than 150 countries around the world have now formally recognized a Palestinian state, with some of America's closest allies, including Canada, Australia, France, and the United Kingdom, joining that list in recent days. While those countries have argued that the move will isolate Hamas, Trump has said he believes it's counterproductive. At the UN, I'm Julia Benbrook.
The man accused of attempting to kill Donald Trump on his Florida golf course was found guilty on all 5 charges today after just 2.5 hours of deliberations. The panel found Ryan Ruth guilty of attempting to assassinate a major presidential candidate, assaulting the Secret Service agent who rousted him from his hiding place, and guilty of 3 federal gun charges stemming from the incident last September. After the verdict was read, Ruth apparently tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen. Courtroom officers were able to stop him from hurting himself further. Ruth, who had pleaded not guilty to all the charges and was acting as his own attorney, now faces life in prison when he's sentenced.
Former vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris sat down with Rachel Maddow on Monday evening for her first news interview since she left office. The exclusive sit-down with the vice president comes ahead of a flurry of recent headlines surrounding Harris's new memoir, 107 Days, which came out today. Harris talked about some of the decisions she made during her own presidential campaign, including the process of picking her own vice presidential running mate. In the MSNBC interview, she also touched on how she believes Democrats should respond to the most recent political headlines.
I think challenge ourselves to accept is that we tend to play by the rules, but I think this is a moment where you got to fight fire with fire. And so what Gavin is doing, what the California legislature is doing, what those who are supporting it are doing to say, you know what, you want to play? Then let's get in the field, let's get in the arena, and let's do this.
Other topics she spoke out on include the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel, partisan redistricting, and the rise of New York mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani.
Giving you a live look tonight from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Got details on the midweek forecast when Jerry Steppen joins us right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Is a phenomenal public servant.
Welcome back. Here's a live look outside from our Walter Clark Highway 111 camera. Some blue skies out there, a little warmer than I'd like for the second day of fall. Let's check in with meteorologist Jerry Steffen for his 7-day forecast.
Well, we had below normal numbers by a few degrees yesterday. 97 degrees the high on Monday for Palm Springs. 100 degrees is the normal high this time of year. Overnight lows by tonight will be under clear skies. In upper 70s, lower 80s for the valley, 79 at Indio, 80 degrees this evening through tomorrow morning at Palm Springs, 73 at Cabazon, Joshua Tree, 70 degrees. Now tomorrow we still have a disturbance well offshore. It'll pull up some rain, but it stays to the north and west of us. No rain for us in Southern California tomorrow, but it'll be one of our hottest days before the numbers begin to back off. Any rain, according to the ensemble forecast, stays just north of Los Angeles, but nothing again for the Coachella Valley. 103 tomorrow, Wednesday afternoon for Palm Springs, 105 Indio, 106 at Palm Desert, mostly sunny skies, a few mountain clouds around, 92 at Banning, 94 degrees at Joshua Tree, and yeah, still above 100 degrees on Thursday, slightly drier air in the area, but 100 degrees Thursday afternoon with all sunshine in Palm Springs, 103 at Indio. Okay, Saturday things change. We have a cutoff low that'll make its visit to the southwest, and it'll pull up some moisture again over Southern California, including mid-level clouds, 88 to 92. So noticeably cooler air as we head into Saturday with a little bit of humidity. Here's the coverage according to the ensemble forecast. You can see a little gap there around the Coachella Valley, but light showers over the southwest. A little closer look at that forecast. Yeah, maybe up to 1/10 of an inch in the mountains, but nothing expected. Maybe some sprinkles for the Coachella Valley. Again, late Friday into Saturday. But check out the numbers. They do come down. 91 degrees in Palm Springs and Cathedral City. 89 for high at Indio. 88 at La Quinta. Noticeably cooler air Saturday. Surface moisture, it'll stay up there tomorrow. 60-degree dew points around the area. We dry out briefly on Thursday before the numbers move back up as we approach the weekend. Now, winds, a little bit of breezy conditions for the Coachella Valley Wednesday, more so on Thursday. Thursday could be a little gusty with sustained winds around 30 miles an hour around the San Gorgonio Pass in Desert Hot Springs. Yeah, strong winds around the Coachella Valley as well. That backs off on Friday. Comfort Air 7-day forecast, 103 tomorrow under mostly sunny skies, all sunshine Thursday, slightly drier air 100. We'll see a string of 90s beginning Friday.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
NBC Palm Springs Sports with Tim O'Brien, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
Well, welcome back. Football in the Coachella Valley doesn't just happen on Friday nights. In fact, one of the best teams in the state, they're playing on Monday and Wednesdays. The Shadow Hills Knights flag football team continues to win and put their team on the map. Last night at Palm Desert, the Knights took care of business, beating the Aztecs 38-0. The record now sitting at 18-4 with a 6-0 league play record. They're the only team playing teams outside of the Coachella Valley. That's Lali Fergoso. They're leading the way with their team leading 32nd touchdown, 30 of them coming via the air. Now the Lady Knights are in Corona tonight to take on the Panthers. And as goes for Friday, here's the schedule. La Quinta, the only DEL team playing. They'll take on Central in El Centro, Valley View at Coachella Valley, Indio at West Valley, San Gorgonio at Cathedral City. That same San Gorgonio team that lost and gave Indio their first win of the season last week. Desert Hot Springs will travel up to 62 to take on Yucca Valley, and then Desert Mirage at 29 Palms. We'll, of course, have all of that right here on NBC Palm Springs and online at NBCPalmSprings.com. And local first responders lacing up their gloves for this year's Battle in the Desert, scheduled for October 11th at the Cathedral City Community Amphitheater. The card will feature 14 bouts with participants from law enforcement, military, and public safety agencies across the state. Now, participants include departments here in Palm Springs, Cathedral City, Riverside County, Los Angeles County, and Orange County. We'll, of course, have all those details as it comes a little closer to that date. And remember, for everything Friday Night Lights all season long, visit our site at NBCPalmSprings.com. That'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content.
A Wisconsin man is about to set off on a 3,000-mile bike ride, and it's all for charity. Perry Kuznar will gear up in San Diego, and then he's going to ride cross-country all the way to St. Augustine, Florida. He's asking folks to donate a penny a mile, which comes out to $30 for the trip per person. The fundraising effort aims to benefit several local causes, including addiction support programs and programs for the homeless. Kuznar will start the ride on October 3rd with a hope to finish in roughly 2 months.
Oh, well, that is an amazing cause, biking for charity. I hope he has a comfortable seat or comfortable backrest. That would mess my back up.
That's a good route, too, outside of maybe some rain, right?
Yeah.
The temperatures won't be too cold, so it should be pretty comfortable.
Fun way to see the country, too. Win-win-win.
Follow along for that journey. Should be a good ride. All right, that's going to do it for us. NBC Nightly News is coming up next, and we're back here at 6 o'clock with the latest local headlines. See you then.